And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Factorio in our Extreme Production series. Alright, so you can see we have a little bit of a coal issue here, mainly because of power. We are actually pushing our power system right up to the edge, and that's not good. That's not good at all. So I want to get something going here, get a patch, get something better. So I can't run a whole nother set of these on this setup. So this coal here, there's no way it would get to the end. But I do want to put one in line here, so we're gonna have to figure how to do this. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, I should have brought some pipe with me. Okay, so we want to get that coal back there. But first, let's get some inserters here so I know what spacing to use for my undergrounds. There we go. Because I'm going to offset this one up like that. And we're going to underground all the way through. And then we'll just offset it back to go in. Okay, so all of that should be good. And of course we don't have any power right now, so I'm gonna CCH the system a little bit, throw a little in there. Where is the coal? Why is it not running through? Ah, right there. Okay, so now we should be getting coal through here. We got just enough power, maybe, to run these. Well, it's gonna have to get to the edge, so it's gonna slowly build up, and then it's gonna catch right back up again. Of course, that affected the speed at which we are mining these, and these are almost all Mark IIs, except for the 2 on the end, I think. Yeah, the 4 at the very end of that are the only ones that aren't Mark IIs. So we got another set of steam engines here. Took a while to craft all of this, by the way, which is why I did it off camera. Okay, and then let's connect these up with this one. And same deal on all of these. Connect them up. Let's get it nice and even. And then we're going to need another amount of coal coming in here. And we're also going to need, obviously, a little bit of water. Let's not forget the water. And this is going to have to be a pump like this. And of course, we're going to need that to be powered. And hopefully, should have plenty of water coming through there. I could also connect these outside ones in, just to make sure the water is pressurized throughout. But I think for now, we're going to stick with this system. And let's get some power into all these. And the reason I wanted these to connect up with one single trunk is to eventually put a switch in here. So let's get, I'm going to get this one, I'm going to disconnect this, and that's going to I want one connection in there. So if we look at our power, you can see all of our power is now coming through that one trunk line right there. And that'll allow me to put a switch right there when we get nuclear power going to make this my emergency backup. And that will help with the pollution situation. Okay, so production. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want to do 6, so 12. 12 of these, and let's count this out. So, well, we have a 2 gap here, then a 1, 2, 3, and then this should be the next line. It might not be, but I'm going to run it anyway, just because. Okay, how many of these do we have built? We have Mark IIs. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then let's do the same sort of trick for those two, just because I want to. And then power. So that should pretty much pack that belt in. It'll be close, but we're doing pretty good right there. Not the full, not 100% compression, but good enough. And so now, instead of being at 30 of 37, we should drop dramatically down and start consuming far, far less coal individually. Okay, so we should, once we get up to temperature and full, you can see the steam rising. These should slow way down. There we go. Slower down. Still fast. Still epically fast, but I think we're going to be keeping up with it now. And it looks like we're doing pretty good on that front. Because, yes, this is why we needed more power. This is my new steel line right in here. A massive amount of steel. So we have 60 smelters running iron, and then another 60 smelters running steel. So that is a phenomenal amount of steel. Now the big issue is stone brick, and I've disabled during this process the copper, or not copper, the coal that is running down through here. So obviously we have no coal, so copper is without a lot of coal, or it will be soon. We have both of those gonna run dry of coal soon. All of these running low on coal. So I want to get all this stuff converted over for reasons. As you can see, the steel furnace pollution 3.6. Pollution on the electric furnace is 0.9. So it's actually, what, a quarter? It's 1/4 the pollution. And so all of our pollution now should be really concentrated around our major polluters down here. So these boilers. So I'm looking forward to getting on nuclear power, which has 0 emissions. It would be nice. I think we have too many belts over here. Clear some of those away. As you can see, I basically mirrored for the steel. I mirrored our iron line up here. So I've got all of these for the primary, and I've got 8 down here for the backup. So same deal that I'm doing for both setups. We just have to upgrade our main iron eventually. This will eventually get upgraded as well. But these have got to run all the way out here. So all those, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of iron. So Not quite at the need to do that just yet. I'm hoping that this all sort of evaporates here soon. I do want to... Let's upgrade the rest of this. So I can then upgrade those belts, those splitters. Do I have any undergrounds? I don't think I do. So I want to get bricks updated. As you can see, productivity is, or production science is doing great right now. We're not doing really any research with it, so that's why it's kind of building up. But I also wanted to point out that I'm going to start researching a lot of these special ores, the special plates that Bob adds. So we're going to get, let's get automation. Let's get the next automation out of the way. So yeah, I'm gonna be researching zinc, nickel, the cobalt, lithium, and eventually, well, alloy product. This just gives us electric furnaces. I'm gonna be researching as much of this as I can, because now we have the red, green, blue, and purple science packs. So we are good to go on that. And so yeah, we're gonna get lead, gold. We're going to get aluminum. We're going to get electrum, ceramics, titanium, tungsten, and I think rounds. Oh yeah, nitinol. Nitinol is an important one. That's a big one. It's an alloy between nickel and titanium. So that's a very, very important one. There's a lot of stuff that uses nitinol. Tungsten alloy, copper, tungsten. Tungsten is probably one of the most brutal crafting or smelting processes in the entire mod. I'm sure some people might argue with that, but it is pretty brutal. Yeah, I also want to get polishing done, and then we're gonna want. So we need electrolysis too. We need aluminum. Yeah, we need a lot of stuff. Aluminum is used in polishing. The alumina is used. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. I want to turn off the faucet of stone that's coming down. And I want these last few furnaces to... Wow, look at how much coal. Why do you have so much coal in you? That's crazy. Anyway. And let's put one more of these guys in. Let's put one more coal in. Oh no, he doesn't need it. Awesome. Okay, so these have 4 stone. Let's just have a nice even number of stone. Okay, you already have some. So we're going to put another stone in you. Alright, so now that this is running low, I'm going to gather up the rest of this. These should be all empty. At least the ones on the top are. Because again, the new system moves the resources onto a different belt. So the output is a little different. And I'll finish, obviously I'll finish this process in between episodes, but I just want to get it started now, just to show everybody that it is in progress. So let's try to line these up. I try to line them up. I'm not always super successful. Oh, let's get this back right in here. So one more back. So we need to go out until this says 30. No, 20. Oh no! So that's 30 of those. And then we need to dial it back until it says 5. And that is our midpoint. So that's 5, and that's our midpoint right there. Okay, so I'm going to dial this out, and you're going to cut back in there for reasons. So I want to try to use up all the stone that's in there, because there's a lot of stone in there right now. Okay, that's the midpoint right there. It's not just a gap in the line. That's the actual midpoint right there. Okay. Okay, so let's dial this in, and obviously this needs to go back 1. So this is the new line here. And this is going to be the actual stone now instead of the brick, which is why I like these to drain out, just because it makes life so much easier. Do I have any? Ooh, I could do logistics 3. I could get blue belt going. Oh, I could get logistics 4 even. I could start. Ooh, yeah, that's titanium. Ooh, not quite there. We need the electric metal mixing furnace, most definitely. So let's get that started. Yeah, I'll do the inserters and stuff on my own. How far away are we? Where is brick? Say, why did brick stop? Why? What? I know why. We ran out of lube. Which is a travesty when it happens. I'm gonna grab our lube there. I can't believe we ran out of lube. That's a lot of lube. Where are we at? Right in here. Click the thing, and then dump the rest in there. There we go. Boy, we used all of the engines that we had backlogged. Look at that, 2.6 thousand of those things that we started using. That's nuts. Okay. Well, now that we've solved that little problem, we should start seeing a few more bricks being used, which will allow us to continue this process. I don't want to really hook it up yet, because again, bad things could happen if I hooked it up and got the wrong thing in the wrong place. So we're taking down all of these, and we are going to replace... Are they all Mark 1s? They are. Alright, there's the electric metal mixing furnace. We do need the electric chemical furnace. That would be very, very nice. I'm not sure where that would be. Electrolyzer 2, that's an upgraded electrolyzer. Zinc, that's definitely something we're going to want. But I'd like to get the next level done, but it doesn't look like chemical processing 2. The steel chemical furnace. So yeah, we need this, so we could get. Look at all the stuff that unlocks. Not unlocks, but look at all the stuff that relies on. That's nuts. The multi-purpose furnace would be really nice, but that has some really advanced stuff on it. We can't even get close to that yet. So I think it's the electrolysis. Yeah, we're gonna need this anyway. Might as well get it out of the way. So yeah, a lot of these Bob's researches we got to get out of the way, just because we're soon gonna start in on that system, and I'd like to have as much of that stuff researched and ready as possible. Otherwise, we're just gonna be sitting around waiting for stuff to get done with research, and I don't like doing that at all. I'm hoping that these start to fade down a little bit. Need to put those inserters in to get the spacing right, but I'd like all of these to be emptied out, please. What is the holdup? Yeah, these should all be running, so that's good. And we got bricks being used. I don't think bricks are used anywhere else except for, of course, concrete. I could concrete some stuff. I also could build 4 reactors. Let's look at the reactors here. I think they're, yeah, right here. So yeah, 4 of these, that's 2,000 concrete, 2,000 steel, 2,000 advanced circuits, and 2,000 copper plates. That is a pretty hefty price tag. Speaking of copper, I forgot, we are going to want at least 60 more furnaces. Might even do 120. Maybe. Not sure if we have the power for that yet. Might not have the power. Actually, I think we might have the power to do that. So if I do 120, that should give me enough. And we're going to need a whole... that empties out all of these, and now all of these are working, which is good, because typically only 4 of them are needed. But now that they're all running, we should be dwindling on the copper, or the brick, I mean. I've been recording too long, I think. It's been many hours. Alright. I also would like... I need to restock on my fast inserters. I need to really restock on my undergrounds. And let's restock on the splitters as well. I know I don't have very many to upgrade. I know we're going to need a whole bunch of belt. Just a whole bunch. Now we've got some stuff and things. Okay, so finally one side of this is ready to be upgraded. So look at that, there we go. Look at all those bricks being absorbed. Good news, that's good for us. So let's head down here. Oh, I just did what I didn't think it was going to be possible. I picked all those up before they emptied, unfortunately. So now we have a bunch of brick, probably. Actually, amazingly, it didn't add up to that much. So the other issue is mining drills, and these are kind of a pain to craft. So we're going to have actually 2 supply lines, 2 full belt supply lines coming in here, because reasons. We need the space, we need the throughput, because the recipe for these is 2 stone makes a brick. So each line, each one of these is going to use twice as much stone. So we need to actually produce twice as much material in order to make that happen. So how many do we have on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. We essentially have 11, no, 22. 22 miners to make these things go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7. Now, how do we make sure? Because we actually need twice as much coming out here. So I want to make sure that we have another set coming in. So I'm going to put 8 on here. Then I'm going to tie it off right there. And then we are going to make sure that these are good to go. And why did I do that? I don't know. Just in case I need to add some more. Oh, autosave. Thank you very much. All right, so these are obviously going to come down. Let's go all the way across here. I've got lots and lots of inserters to work with. Those are already done on that side. And there we go. Now for the last 15. So I should have exactly 120 left. So there's 50, 120. There, that's good. I'm glad when stuff works out like that. So these are going to come across. Looks like I'm going to need like 3 more. 2 more. Can I squeeze 2 more out of here? Okay, that's gonna take its sweet time there. So here is another set there. Going in here. I know I have one. There's one. 1, 2 there. Okay. So get all these hooked up. And then I'll finish the inserters. I'll finish the inserters on the second row down here because it's just going to take a while, and I'd rather not have you see all of that and maybe get motion sick or something. And then I'm also going to need to finish this off a few of these. So I'll get those crafted. All right. But that'll have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.